We're going to go to YouTube. Live chat. YouTube studio. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Content. Yes, I did post 2 videos yesterday. Because I realized I didn't post the intro. And the sound is much better on the altered one. Whoop whoop. Year to date. Let's see. Am I still number 2? Because I think they update this. Year to date, I'm still number 2. Morning, Joe. Let's see. We will go to YouTube. And then view channel. I'm live. Ooh, and I got a Mint Mobile commercial. It's no longer Joe Biden. Okay. I am going to... We got to go to Earnings Hub so we can see. I'm going to move this over here. Because Earnings Hub is one of my... I mean, during this time, it just makes sense. Disney, good quarter. I mean, beat by 10%. Morning, Chris. You can't argue with that. BP missed. This is Ferrari. Killed it. Killed it. Ferrari killed it. Duke Energy. Killed it. Let's see, Duke Energy. Let's go to... I'm going to reclaim this space back and then go to my default, which is my... Let's go to the strategy tester. We're going to go to the 4-hour. Morning, Chris. Let's look at Duke Energy. Knew we should have waited a day to buy GCT, but I bought it. Duke Energy in pre-market, it hasn't opened up yet. Or it's just trading at 0, but... They are profiling you, Joe. I feel triggered whenever I get profiled. Peloton, holy crap. What is going on with Peloton? It's up 18%. PTON. Is there news? Ooh-wee. Okay, that's a big one. I mean, probably should have been known, but I'm not even going to cover this one. I mean, it's... I get Joe Biden, who's trying to target me, and this might not be a bad one, to be honest with you. I wonder what the private equity offer would be. I mean, it's covering that gap. It's interesting because my guess is that the private equity offer might be up here at about 483. It's trading at 432. That looks to be a pretty good support. Yeah. Yeah, I read that on Seeking Alpha. I've got that one set up to pony up, but Interesting. Interesting thought. Let's see. Walmart. Oh, let's go to brokerage holding. I do have to put AVGO. Square, Walmart. More Mike. I have to put GCT. I bought GCT and FBL yesterday. Brokers holding. Oh, God. Man, Penny saw a rabbit in the backyard and has just not stopped. I don't know if I'm still up on this one. I'm going to put that in there, though. Brokerage holdings, we got just those 3. Bitcoin ETFs, they're probably all crossed up already. Bitcoin and crypto. BITO, BITS, AETH, DeFi, WGMI, BETE, ARKA. Let's go to covered calls. QYLE. QYLE. I like covering that. Energy names. Let's see if there's any energy names. Ooh. Nice. Energy. OIH. FANG. And energy transfer. Remember when I was saying, energy transfer with a 10%, should have been a buy at like $12, $13? Yeah, it's at $16 now. And natural gas is at an 52-week high. FAS, COMB, UCYB. What are these? COM. Broad Street. What is COM? COM. That's the K1. Derivatives such as future contracts to invest in diversify. Oh, okay. This is the commodities ETF. Okay. Makes sense. That's why I have it in there. UCBY is cybersecurity ETF. And FAS is the financial short. Financial bull. Morning, Scott. FAS is financial bull. Okay. Hey, I can't remember all this stuff. Listen, I thought I was losing 10% of my body fat this morning. It turns out it was 1%. So, yeah. XLF. I do want to watch list. BITO. That's already in there. SOFI, got a cross up. Caterpillar, URI, RCL, Tech. Tech is I think that's the building material. RCL, Royal Caribbean, Alpha Pick. Had a chance to buy it as it dipped before earnings. Now you have a chance to buy it at its all-time high. Should go higher. Interesting. That's the watch list. So that's one that I kind of keep an eye on. And this one not owned as well. Hub C, which is cybersecurity. That's the Israeli company. Cisco. We can put that one in there. Hilton. Lemonade. Marriott. Airbnb. Okay, let's go to the Dow. Visa, Verizon, and CAT I already have. Let's go to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ 100. AVG. Oh, wow, there's a lot. Intuit. Microchip, which is down after. O'Reilly. FANG we already have. PayX. Do I have FANG in the energy names? Yes. Okay. PayX. And then let's go to the S&P. There we go. They must have cleaned up. Huh. They must have cleaned up the scanners of stuff people don't use. I love TrendSpider. I had an issue with somebody that signed up last night. They thought, just FYI, just so you know, the 6 months free on TrendSpider, this kind of promotion, pay annually, get 6 months free. It's because it's 50% off. So just to clear that one up, it's because it's 50% off. You don't sign up for 1 year and get 18 months. You get BMY, GE, Ford, Cisco, and Verizon. Okay. I mean, we're still having a lot of cross-ups here for the algorithm. Okay, let's look at in the strategy tester. Let's look at QQQ. Where did we end the day up? We ended the day at 440.33. We're at 440 right now. Remember, 438 is where pretty much if you go... Oh, is Mullen back? Hold on. Before I get into this. It's down 6%. So, yeah, it's back in the hype rally. The 5-minute looks like it turned over last night. Let's go to display extended hours. So it looks like it's weakening. It had some big volume yesterday, though. Wow. I mean, just look at, this is Friday. I mean, look at Friday and then look at yesterday. I mean, that volume, and by the way, the MACD, greatest indicator about them all. Look at on the 5-minute, how you get confirmation at about 567 and it crosses up. Okay, we're going to put an arrow. Your cross up right here. You gain confirmation at about 557 and your cross down is right here where you lose confirmation at about 613. Not bad. Let's see. Let's put some lines into this. So you gain your confirmation right here and you lose your confirmation right here. So if you were to have traded this on a 5-minute chart, that's a nice 11% just based on confirmation and MACD. 0 bars. 12%. That is amazing. Now, Joe, I hope you're out trading it on the 65-minute. I don't have 65-minute in here. I probably should add 65-minute to my favorites. I think I can do 5. Let me see. What if I add 65 minute? Yep. Okay, I can do 65 minute too. $65-minute, not as good as the 5-minute, I would say. I mean, we can go to the 65-minute. Morning, Tyler. 65-minute right here. The algorithm has you in at 536. You're trading at 564. So, nice 72% gain right there. Again, risk $500, you pay for alpha picks. Risk $500, you pay for TrendSpider. Risk $100, you pay for Seeking Alpha Premium. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out, hey, this is how I'm going to pay for these tools. So, but again, that's risking money. Do I have Palantir in my... Hold on. I think I may have sold it. I hope I did. In my trading portfolio. Do I sell Palantir? No, I sold it. Let's see. I do not have Palantir. That's my biggest loser in here. And I should get out, but I think it goes back to 26, to be honest with you. Their earnings are, let me see. Earnings are today after the bell. Let's see. Twilio. No, it's Oh, I gotta pop it in. Mara. There we go. In 2 days, so it's Thursday. Thursday after the close, I guess. There it is. Right there. So they missed by 150% last time. And the stock took off. There's their revenue. There's their earnings per share. Show estimates. Boom. Here's the chart. You can do year to date. It's not a good looking one. Activity. That's interesting. It's showing everybody in Savvy Trader who is buying. There it is. There I am. Daily stock pick. 2024 trading portfolio. Purchased at $26.87. $26.87. There I is. What's interesting is you can see, I guess you can see even paid people who buy this. That may be a bug that they have. Okay. Let me just put a note in. Okay. I've got my scans. I've got everything going. So let me open up. I'm not going to cover Peloton, even though I think it's probably a good one. Larry, I'm going to, I don't know who would buy this. I mean, it would make sense because you're getting it at pennies on the dollar. The problem is that it's still expensive. It's still expensive. I mean, here let's just take a look. The valuation. You're not earning money. They're not growing, so they're not releasing anything. We can look at growth. It's minus 4% revenue growth. Forward minus 10% revenue growth. Now, what they probably will do is get rid of their instructors that are costing them a tremendous amount. So, I don't know. I mean, to me, this just makes no sense that a private equity, unless they have some type of plan. So, we're not going to look at that one. Let me see. Okay, if you ask to join Daily Stock, you are spam. You are just spam. The private Facebook group is that for a reason. Okay. We're going to pull up QQQ. We're going to go to the 4-hour. QQQ does well in the 65-minute. I mean, it really does. You win 39% of the time. You only win 1%, but your average loss is 0.38. Looking for entries, the 65 minutes, not a bad strategy for that one. Yeah, okay. We're going to open up our lists. Joe, I've got your ETF suggestion in there. That was a good one. Thank you. Thank you. BLDR reported. We can go and look at that one in Earnings Hub, but I think they're down in pre-market. Let me see. Pre-market, yeah, it's down 5%. 191. Disney, Palantir, I will go over. This one is just getting killed. But, as always, I have a strategy. This was a great one. Celestia, CLS. If you have not taken a look at that one, take a look at it. I like that. And this is a great article as well. 5 AI leveraged stocks that are super, super strong in the quant. I like all of them. That's an interesting one. Snowflake. Seeing a nice little bounce here to 160. And TrendSpider has you back with a daily chart that shows the earnings gap. Showing divergence, which we've gone over. There's Celsius earnings. I have to go over this because I emailed Sherry back. Yeah, Chris, just to kind of ruin it, it's a $25 stock. I mean, we've seen it. You've seen it constantly. $25. If you look at, and I'll just look at that. Okay, that's the $25 right there. You can see how it rejects right off of 25. If we go to the weekly, you can see it rejects off that 25. That's an average price right there. We don't have a 200-day on the weekly yet because it's still a fairly new stock. But you've got a significant resistance there at 25. So at some point in time, you're going to come back to 25. Their AI stuff is just too good. I can't reiterate this enough. If you bought yesterday at $20, $21, $22, even $23 or $24, and you think you're down, you can cut your losses, wait for 30 days, buy it back at probably a cheaper price, and it's going to be at 25 at some point in time. I don't know if you sell. I don't know if you hold. I don't know your position. But in my mind, I'm buying at 22, at 20. I think, if we look at the 4-hour here, it got you in at 22. Hasn't got you out. Probably will get you out today or the next day. But that $25 point right there is where it's at. So I don't blame you. I think you could absolutely add to your position and be perfectly fine. In fact, we're coming back on the Qs. Okay, let's see. We've got all our stuff open. Let me see anything on FinViz. Let's refresh FinViz. Rumble insider sale. Woo, 241,000. AIM immunotherapy, Procter & Gamble. $2 million buy, exercised his options. Didn't seem to sell. Nothing that Vertiv Holdings, that's an interesting one. They just reported, and this dude just sold out. Sold out. T-Mobile, Deutsche Telekom, sold a bunch. Commodities down. Nothing crazy. Okay. I'm going to hit record. It is now 9 o'clock. Good morning. It is Tuesday, May 7th. Welcome back. I posted 2 videos on YouTube last night. And you know why? Because YouTube doesn't let me replace. And what I did, I actually put up the unedited version, so you guys didn't get to enjoy the song. You also didn't get to enjoy the deep, rich tones that I put in on the podcast. So my apologies for the confusion. Spotify allows me to replace, so I was able in the midday to replace. YouTube doesn't allow me to replace. I have to do a new video, so you got 2 videos. Hey, double for one. I mean, come on. My first Monday back after a vacation, you got 2. In fact, vacation. I'm going to be off next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I will be back on Friday. So if you want anything, again, I show you guys this all the time. And if you want that, TrendSpider's the big one. This is the charting program where my 4-hour algorithm is. They're having a huge sale. You get 6 months free. Now, it doesn't mean that you pay for a year and you get 18 months. You get 12 months. But it's 50% off. So you pay and you get half the year for free. $582, $48 a month. That is nothing. Nothing. What do you get with that? You get my 4-hour algorithm. You get the 65-minute algorithm. You get the best charting program out there. You get all my watch lists. You get all my scanners. Everything that I do here today, there are 2 major tools. There is TrendSpider and there is Seeking Alpha. TrendSpider with that sale, you get it for $582. Now, here, Seeking Alpha Premium, 20% off. You get this for $189. So for just about $700, maybe close to $750, you get all the tools that I use. Everything that I go over here, those are the 2 main things that I do. If you don't want to do the analysis, then you got Alpha Picks. Alpha Picks is great. You get 2 data-driven stocks. We'll talk about a couple. I bought more of the last one, which is GCT. You get the analysis. We'll go over some of the analysis too from Steve Kress. He's the owner of the Quant. Kress Capital was his business that Seeking Alpha bought. It's the Quant. The Quant is great. So let's look at the Qs, okay? Because we talked about yesterday, 438 being the point of control where most people have purchased this year. 438, okay? 438 is the point of control. If we closed above that, it's bullish. We closed at 440. We closed at 440.33. That's where it looks like we may open up right now. What does that mean? I think we've got confirmation. I do think, remember, I said on 4/20, April 20th, I said the NASDAQ was around 420 at that time. Just ironically, it was around 420. I said, I think we close above 420 on the Qs by the end of the year. And I think that's the direction that we're going. Earnings up 7% for the S&P so far. Everything is moving good. So I think you've got confirmation on this one. If we go and we look at the weekly of the Qs, look at how this one has taken off. You're above the 9-day again. You've got everything similar. Now, I point this out in the paid newsletter, and I'll point this out to you guys for free. Again, the paid newsletter guys get more in-depth, but this looks similar to July. What happened in July? We went down. Even though we had confirmation, we went down. Don't expect a straight rocket ship up. This is just something that you're going to have to deal with. It's not something you want to pick your winners and take your shots. And we'll go over some of the winners that we had. There's some losers as well. But the Qs, I think we're in a good place. Doesn't mean we're in a good place with everything because Palantir's down 11% right now. But I think we're in a good place. So the NASDAQ, S&P, Dow futures show little movement. Again, it's tiny. It's very tiny. Yields lower. Yields lower is good for stocks. We'll talk about the Disney earnings. Disney's tanking about 5% on the earnings. I said be careful of that one. But yeah, take a look at it. Now, Sherry emailed me yesterday. You guys know Sherry on YouTube. She said she's been traveling, but she emailed me. She liked this one, Celsius. Celsius posted a solid earnings report this week. This setup looks like it can go absolutely nuclear. This was posted yesterday morning at 8 a.m. And it does look like it could go, again, MACD, my favorite indicator. Looks like a MACD cross up on there. This is a daily chart of CELH. CELH. Let's go and look at it in the 4-hour algorithm because I want to point this out. We'll do a complete analysis of CELH because I know a lot of people love these freaking crappy energy drinks. It has sucralose in it. You will not see me drinking this crap. I am on a weight loss and a health journey, even though I eat healthy and my quantity size, portion size, just too much. I ballooned up to 177. I blame my wisdom teeth because I got those things out and then I was like, ooh, I can finally eat food again. And I just started eating and eating and eating. So I ballooned up to 178. That was what I came back from Utah at 177. Today I'm 172. I have lost a ton of weight. I have a ton of energy. My metabolism is so effed up. Yeah, I should be drinking these energy drinks, but I don't. I just, you want to eat real food. That's exactly it. But here's CELH. I said it before. I am not investing in this one because I thought it was too expensive. The algorithm makes you 201%. It protects you from the downside. It got you in at 72. Where are you trading for in pre-market? You are trading at 76. So even though you're down because of earnings, we'll go over that. But even though you're down, you're still up from the algorithm. So you've still got a winner here. Might get you out in the next couple of days. But we talked about this range being the range that it was trading in for a while. We can go and look at the weekly on this one. It's just an up, straight up. You can see that range was just capitulating right there. Look at the volume after the last earnings. You knew it was going to go up with that volume. So if you bought at the last earnings, that was at 79. You went all the way up to 92. Then you came back down. Well, why'd you come back down? Let's go and look at CELH right here because I want to see, okay, where is the problem? The quant has it as a hold. Why does it have it as a hold? Well, the only thing that's bad about it is the valuation. We talk about the PEG ratio. They don't give forward guidance on their growth. Interesting. They're not making money because they don't have a PE. If you look at the profitability, it's a B+. They're 48% gross margin profit, 48% average. That's why they get profitability B+. I don't think this company had enough to make it. And we can look, Celsius slides after a rare revenue miss. Q1 earnings report. Let's go to Earnings Hub, my favorite place. CELH, we can go and look at this one. CELH, we can go and look at the earnings. 42% beat on earnings per share. 9% on revenue, though. They are doing incredibly well cutting costs. That's enormous. But they are doing well in keeping up their revenue. So it's going to slide. Is it a buying opportunity? I would argue it is not. The quant says hold. Wall Street says buy. And Wall Street, 17% upside target because they're trading right now at $76, $92 is the target. So I didn't think this was a good setup. Maybe it was. But I do think that you could probably look at it. If you drink it, go and get it. What's a good setup? Snowflake. They have an RSI divergence starting to play out just 1 month after new CEO Sridhar Ramaswamy bought over $5 million in shares. Insiders buy for one reason. And Snowflake, I've said it before, you buy this under 200. It pops to 200. I have a weekly chart range in here, and the algorithm got you in at $150. Got you in at $154. I say you trade this when the entry comes in on the algorithm, and you trade it so that it's up. This one has earnings coming up May 20th. The range for trade that I like to trade Snowflake is right here. It is between 127 and 200. You do not wait till it goes down to 127. You don't know that it will. You trade somewhere here in the middle around 150. I think I bought at 180. That's where you trade this one. It's simple. It's easy. This one is an AI play. I don't think that Frank, the old CEO stepping down, has anything bad with the stock. Ramaswamy is a great CEO. I think they A+ when they brought him in. So I do believe in that name. Am I loading up on it? No, I'm trading it. So when it gets to 200 again, I will sell out again. But you want to buy that one. Now, Apple's latest event, it's got iPads. iPads? Is that something to drive the stock? Let's see. We talked about it yesterday that I thought 180 was going to hold, and it did yesterday. We've got 183.90. You're up 1.29% in pre-market. Now, I would say this looks weak to me. There's a huge gap here between 173 and 182. You started to fill it. You haven't come back on top of this gap. With the afternoon candle, you started to fill this gap. Yes, the afternoon was green. It opened at 180. It closed at 181. It's not soaring straight up. You can see the MACD, a little bit high. RSI, overbought at 64. Dividends coming up. I would not trade to buy this one in the dividend. I would wait for this one at least 3 days. It might be putting in a nice shelf here at 180, but you've got an actual floor here to sit and wait. That gap is a little scary down to 173 if you're looking for an entry. Don't wait too long. I do think that this is a stock. I don't trim it at these prices. I trim it in the 190s. At these prices, I don't add to it. I've just got too much of this, but I do think this is a solid stock to have in your portfolio. Now, let's take a look at the 4-hour algorithm. The 4-hour algorithm makes you 34% over 2 years, 24 months, 32 positions. So a little bit more than one trade per month, 34%. Your average win, 9.59%. If you bought and held it for 2 years, you're up 14%. Still really good. When your average win is 9.59%, and let's see, you went up 10% from that one. That is a sign that if you were trading this one, you would get out. Okay? As you start to see weakness, you get out at that 9.59%, at 10%. So don't tell me that you can't do this. This is simple stuff. Again, using my tool, the 4-hour algorithm, it's nice and easy. But you can read about these latest Apple on the rumor. The rumor is that they've got new chips, AI chips for servers. They're going to take on NVIDIA. Think about it. Apple in their laptops does not use NVIDIA and graphics chips. They combine them all. So what's Apple's kind of forte at this point? It's chips. Those chips that are in the Mac are so efficient, they can start making server chips. So I like that one. I like that idea. Now, I also saw this. Top 5 leveraging AI SA Quant. Steve goes over 5 stocks. To read it, click the stocks. Let's see, I own one of them. No, I don't own CAT anymore. but I do own Google to read which ones these are and to look at the amount of data that you get on each stock. This is just Seeking Alpha Premium. This isn't the Alpha Picks. This is Seeking Alpha Premium. Look at the amount of stuff that you get. This is such a great analysis. I am probably going to buy at least one of these stocks. I will tell you which one. I bought 2 yesterday. And to tell you, Alpha Picks, I did buy an Alpha Pick. What did I buy? I bought GigaCloud Technologies. And the reason I bought GigaCloud Technologies is because it's got confirmation. Yes, the original buy here was $38. I got it at around $40. Right now it's trading at $40.40. I think I got it around that price. I probably should have waited. I think under 40 is a good price for this one. Their earnings are coming up tomorrow. I believe in this company after I read all of the analysis on Alpha Picks and on Seeking Alpha. I believe in this company. So I doubled down yesterday. I put more money into this one. What's the other one that I bought? I bought FBL. And the reason I bought FBL, this is a double daily on Meta. And I bought it around $23. The algorithm got you in at $21.40. I should have listened to the algorithm. That would have been great to get this at 21 or 22. I bought it at 23. And the reason I bought it at 23 was because there's still 16% upside to fill this gap that was caused by the earnings. Again, I believe in Meta. I believe in the fact that I think it's a $500 stock. It's $464 right now. Again, it's double levered daily. So it's not one that I'm going to hold on to. This is absolutely 100 a trade. But again, if you want a taste of Alpha Picks analysis and you just have Seeking Alpha Premium, this one that I'm going to put in the newsletter, top 5 leverage stocks, this is what Steve does with the Alpha Picks. It is great. And again, if you want any of these, if you want to get, I got to go to Linktree. 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 Why didn't I do this? / daily stock pick. There we go. Linktree.com / daily stock pick. There you go. That's what it looks like. And you've got the TrendSpider offer right here. You got Seeking Alpha Premium right here, and you got Alpha Picks right there. And if you don't have a brokerage or you want to put $1,000 in like I did, join Webull. But again, if you want to get that, take that. Now, the other portion that I saw with Steve was this one, this Celestial Explosive Momentum. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Celestial Explosive. This looks like a great stock. I mean, look, the quant has it as a strong buy. Steve goes into detail about what it actually is. It's explosive momentum. And it's still valued relatively cheaply. I like that one. I like that one a lot. So I might buy that one. Go and read that article. If you just want to stick with the old tried and true AI, NVIDIA got a boost. Got a boost up to $1,000. I'm sorry, I think it's $1,500. Goldman Sachs analyst Toshiya Hari raises price to $1,100 from $1,000. I thought it was $1,000, but it's $1,100. The quant has it as a hold. Why? The valuation. If we go to the valuation, I think the peg is what you want to see. Now, I think it's the 22nd NVIDIA comes up with earnings. This is a great, great stock. I have not traded this one. I am just sitting and holding. SMCI, same kind of thing. SMCI is less of a catalyst, but it's still putting in a nice little floor around 800. If you can get SMCI in the 700s, I think you're fine. NVIDIA, if you can get this under $1,000, I think you're okay. Let's take a look at the weekly on NVIDIA because you're still super high. You're still super high, but what's it doing? It's putting in a nice floor around between 850 and 9 ahead of the Q1 earnings. Analysts anticipate, we can go over here to Rivian. Let's see, where's Rivian? There it is. Yesterday, they reported a loss of $1.36, so they're expected to lose less. Reported revenue, 1.32. They're expected to actually make less. Now, there is a rumor, and I've got this article in here, that Apple will partner with Rivian. That would be huge. That would be amazingly big. Now, Rivian has a strong sell in the quant. Don't get me wrong. This is a risk because they actually announced their deliveries and their production will be the same as last year. You don't get a growth multiple when that's what you do. Now, the algorithm loses you 38% on this one. But I will say you lose 66% if you just bought and held this for 24 months. So the algorithm actually protects you. You want to make sure that you're trading this effectively. This gap up here between 13 and 15, I still say this is a $30 stock when they get stuff right. When they get stuff right, I think this pops to 30. But when we look at a weekly on this one, it is upper left to bottom right. There is nothing that points to this one being a $30 stock other than when they get stuff right. They are not going to lose. They're not going to value you. They might do some bonds, but they've got plenty of money in the bank. If we go to FinViz, because some of you guys don't have Seeking Alpha Premium, if you go to FinViz and you just look down here, look at their cash on hand, $9.41 per share. How many shares do they have? 960 million. 960 million. That's like $9.6 billion that they have. Again, my math may be off, but they have plenty of money. They're not going to devalue you. It's just understand it's an expensive stock. Average target price $15.41. If we go over to well, let's just click on the Rivian. Well, I'm going to move over here. We'll just click on Rivian over here. Rivian, the quant has a strong sell. Like we said, if you go over to Wall Street, it's a 58% upside target, 1638. If you look at that. Now, if we go to the revisions, we want to see that. 2 revisions up, 13 revisions down. That's bad. The growth company should never have this. Revenue, 1 analyst. This is over the last 90 days. 1 analyst revised up. Revenue, 18 revised down. Again, their earnings are expected to be down. If they surprise, then boom, you'll see a pop in the stock. If they announce an Apple partnership, boom, you'll see a pop in the stock. UBS, after they announced a return to profitability, they jumped 8%. Palantir. Let's go over Palantir a little bit because Palantir, I'm going to move ahead in my notes here. Palantir, it's in the earnings. They hit it out of the park. It was a great quarter. If we go to Earnings Hub and we look at Palantir, where is Palantir? There it is. If we look at what they did on Earnings Hub, you can see they reported 8 cents. Their revenue is up. So why the hell is the stock down? I think well, if you look at Palantir stock, Palantir, yes, they hit it out of the park. It's down 12% to 22. If we look at this, and this is the 4-hour. The 4-hour got you in at 22. You're just pulling back to if you use the algorithm, you just pull them back there. But if you look at this one got above 25 a little bit here in March, up to about 26, 27. Didn't hold it. Kind of used it and then trying to get back there, used it as resistance. Here after their last earnings in February, that 25 was resistance. This time 25 was resistance again. If we go and we look at the weekly, boy, where do they seem to pull off from? It goes down, then it comes back up, goes down, then it comes back up. It then goes down and it's down for a long time. Well, when it comes back up, that 25 seems to be where it wants to go. Again, old resistance turns to new support. So until it can hold above 25 and support that with earnings, that's where it's going to be. So if you want to read more about Palantir, there's plenty of articles out there that you can read on Palantir. I'll include some in the newsletter, but Palantir is great. Lucid, on the other hand, Lucid has no hope other than I was impressed that they got their dream, I think it is, down to $69,000, and that was impressive. But they're down, let's see, Lucid is down 7.87% in pre-market. This had a nice run-up. I mean, you're still trading above $2. You're still trading at, let's see, $2.81, which in the algorithm is way up from $2.54. So the algorithm actually has made you money if you played this one. Your average win on this, 15% within the 4-hour algorithm. But Lucid is down. They're just, the only hope of Lucid is if the Saudis actually buy them out. Microchip Technologies, which actually has a cross-up, dipped more than 4% following mixed results. Now, the big one, this morning, Disney announced, and they announced profits for the entertainment streaming business, expects full streaming profitability in fourth quarter, Q4. Disney is down, I think, about 7%. Let's see. Disney is a core portfolio. It's down 8%. It's at 107. I told you yesterday that I was a little bit concerned about Disney. They blew it out of the park. This was a great quarter. When you take a look at it, they beat by 10%, and then they missed by 8%. You'll see an AI summary in here once they have their call and everything goes on. Look at this chart, though. When you look at this, what it get to? It closed yesterday at 116. It's 107. So you're coming down. You're probably going to use this 200-day at 105 as support. You've got this gap from the last earnings where you gapped up. It's coming back down to reality. Coming back down to reality. If you're going to wait for extreme support, wait for 99. This is not one that you trade. Even though the algorithm over 2 years makes you 32%, buying and holding makes you 5%, I would argue that you'd want to buy and hold this one, especially here. If we look at this weekly chart, you can see it's just coming back to its 200-day. And I do think that 153 is going to provide you some resistance, but it will be up there at some point in time. This is a very, very good company. Don't mistake that. It's a great company. This is just a phenomenal company. I do have a note. Look at IWM and find an ETF that's mid-cap. IWM did take off yesterday. It was the big winner. This is the ETF for small and mid-caps. It is down. Let's see. It is down. No, it's up +2. I said this was probably a good 190 buy here. I think you might get to 212. But with most of IWM being small caps that don't make money, I think what you want to do is you want to find another ETF. And I have a note, and I just didn't do it. I'll look at it again. But yeah, Disney earnings, great. Builders First. This is one that I own. This is one where they beat. They are down 11%. They beat. Let's go over to Earnings Hub, and we'll look up BLDR. And what I want to point out to you guys is one of the things with their growth, they beat by 15%. They're up by 1.5. They beat the revenue by 1.5. The problem with Builders First is nothing other than it's the growth. And when we go to the quant and we look at this, their growth is restricted, and that's D+. Now, when I read a little bit about this, it was interesting. Revenue growth down 24% year over year. Revenue growth going forward down 5%. This was interesting, and this is why it's down. It's not that it's overvalued. Valuation perfectly fine. Its profitability perfectly great. The problem is the growth. And when I read more about it, it was the lumber prices. And so their revenue is going to go down because of the lumber prices. Where did I get this? Right here, Builders First Source, a great short. And that was published in April. Probably a good one to listen to. I don't think that I'm going to necessarily get out of this one. I do think that it's a $200 stock. I think it trades fine. I think those earnings were really good. But I wanted to point out BLDR, there's an issue there that I think it was a little bit of a maybe I didn't get that one right. One that I was right about, HIMS. HIMS is surging 15% in pre-market. It was up 4% yesterday. Just because the CEO said that something about the protesters didn't change the business. It didn't change the business. He clarified his position. He didn't change the business. He's still in there. I don't think he did anything wrong. He just basically said, hey, if you're getting, if you're a protester who's getting turned down for jobs because you were labeled as a protester, come and apply here. I don't think that's anything bad. I think he may have a history of something against Israel. I don't know. They may have found something, but from what I could tell, it didn't change the business. He's still running a very good business. They beat on both. If we go over here to Earnings Hub and we look at HIMS, I had pointed out yesterday, I did not buy this. It's not my thing. They beat by 400%. They beat by 2% on revenue. Huge. I mean, just huge. So that one's an interesting one. Now, Datadog missed despite Q1 beat. The president is stepping down. Probably one you want to think getting out of. I know I brought that one up before. Rivian Automotive, this is the Apple rumor. If you want to read that article, really good article. If you want to look at that one. Let's see. Datadog tonight, Rivian. Rivian is an interesting one tonight, by the way. Even though it's a strong sell, I think they've got maybe enough news to kind of take off. Now, there's a couple of charts that I want to look at because the earnings are coming up. First is Applied Networks, Arista Networks. I'm sorry, Applied. Arista Networks, ANET. This is one that I've been saying it's within this trading range, and their earnings are tonight. I think this one might be a pretty good, solid rebound here. The problem that you have is the RSI has quickly become overbought. It is down at 277. It's 0.42 in pre-market. If we take a look at the weekly, you can see it's kind of been capitulating and pulling back. Every earnings, it seems to pull back a little bit, but then continues up. You've still got a positive trend. The MACD just crossed down. The RSI is around 50. It's at 56. Every time it's been there, it's kind of bounced up. The weekly looks pretty good. If we go over here and we look at ANET in Seeking Alpha, and we go to the summary right here, you can see their revenue's going up. I think it's it's a hold, and it's based on valuation. Now, I will point out that this one is even on the PEG, which Steve loves. It's expensive. The backwards looking to trailing 12 months is 0.77, so it's 29% below on the PEG. So the growth has been good. The forward guidance is 204, which is 4% above. If we go to the Earnings Hub and we look at this one after close, where they expected $1.74 estimate, they made 208 last time. 1.55 billion, they reported 1.54 billion. So I think it's lowered expectations, could provide a good one. As far as the algorithm goes, if you go and look at it, the 4-hour, it provides you a 98% return over 24 months. Buying and holding makes you 148%. I pointed this out before that this was the trading range that I thought it would trade in. It's held up there. It's in the middle right now at 274. The top of that trading range is 291. I think you could pop up to there. Do I own this one? No. Now, another alpha pick that some of you guys bought, Twilio, they report tonight. Twilio has not gotten back to where the alpha pick kind of thought it was. I think when it was an alpha pick, I think it was at like 61, 62. So it's kind of traded in there. You got a huge gap here with earnings between 64 and 70. If we go over to Seeking Alpha and we type that in and we look, the valuation's an A-. Profitability C+, momentum is C. It's still a buy. It is still an alpha pick. It is still a buy in the quant. So the valuation, it is undervalued. Look at the PEG. It's trading at 0.78. Sector median 1.95. They need to continue to grow. Solid one. We went over Rivian Toast. I was in Moab. Everybody's using Toast. It's interesting. I mean, you know, I like this company. The valuation is what you have to worry about. I've said it before. These two ranges here between 21 and 25 is where you're really trading. Algorithm got you out with a 2% loss on this one. The RSI is at 50. The MACD, this one, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell on stuff like this. If we go over to Seeking Alpha and we type in Toast, and we look at the summary, it's a hold and the valuation is an F. And the reason the valuation is an F, they don't give a PEG, they don't give their growth. But the forward PE is 71. That's 558% above where the sector's trading. Now, if we go to Earnings Hub and we type in Toast right here. Toast is right here. And we look, they're expected to lose 14 cents per share. Reported last time, they reported 7 cents per share loss. That's double the loss. So if they, again, higher for longer would hurt a company that's not making money. You got Lyft and you got Sonos. Sonos is an interesting one. I saw that they just released headphones. This is an interesting one because I always thought that Apple would buy them just for their speaker capability. Now, the algorithm got you in at $16.97. You're trading at $17.80 right now. Earnings coming up. If we go and we look at Earnings Hub and we look for Sonos, where is Sonos? We're just going to type it in. Sono, S-O-N-O. And let's see. Sonos expected 46% loss. Reported last time they made 84 cents. If this one comes out with a positive earnings quarter, you're going to see this one just pop. Revenue $247 million. Reported $612 million. I don't know what's going on with those estimates. If we go over here and we look at Sonos, let's look at Sonos in the quant. It is a strong buy on Wall Street. Quant has it as a buy. Why is it a strong buy on Wall Street? What's the actual target? We can look. 32% upside. Target price is 23. Now, over the last 90 days, only 6 analysts have covered this. 5 of them up their estimates on earnings per share. 4 of them up their estimates on revenue. 1 took it down. It's not a great chart as far as the consensus earnings per share revision trend. It's being brought down. Maybe they change that narrative. Maybe they move this one. I mean, it's hovered right around that 200-day. If we look at the weekly, is it expensive? Not really. I mean, it's under its 200-day. The 200-day is at 22. Do we pop there? Maybe. I mean, it's had problems getting over that 200-day. So that's an interesting one that I think, maybe you should look at. Austin Fautu, we're on to our social request. Austin Fautu asked about Wayfair. And that symbol is W. Let's look at the chart first, because I didn't look at this beforehand, but I don't own Wayfair. I love Wayfair. I need a new rug. They had their earnings. There's no more catalyst here, but you're seeing it trade at 54 here all the way up to 67. Now, the algorithm got you in at 58. It's trading at 67. Let's look at the weekly, because the weekly is important as well. Where are you on the weekly? You're below your 200-day. And your 200-day is moving slightly negative. Your 50-day has turned positive, though. Your 50-day has turned positive. You do have confirmation. You're sitting there in your RSI at 55. There has been nothing about the MACD that is absolutely like crazy. But you did see a nice little pop in volume here back in January 2023. And then as we've gone along, you've seen a huge pop here in April 29th. That's the earnings. Now, what did they do on earnings? Let's look at Wayfair here in Earnings Hub. Let's look at W. And this is how you look at a stock. Again, with the pop on earnings. What did they do last time? Q2 earnings this afternoon. Oh, no, I want W. We want Wayfair. Wayfair. There we go. Let's click on that one. Q1 earnings. That was on May 2nd. They beat by 27%. No wonder the stock is up. What did they do on revenue? They beat by 3%. Now, when you see it, the revenue is actually going down. Earnings per share going down. Do you want to step in front of a dying train? Probably not. Again, we'll go over to Seeking Alpha and look at this. But if you look at this, it's gotten a nice pop after earnings. And I always talk about, hey, any reaction in the market is an overreaction. So let's see what W is on as far as the quant goes. We'll go to the summary. It's down 1.74% because the market did open. It's a hold, and its valuation and growth, D minus profitability, D. Let's go to the profitability. Well, they're gaining 30% year over year, gross profit margin. EBITDA margin, minus 5.19%. I mean, again, this isn't trading all that well. The momentum, A minus. It's got a huge momentum. Look at it, 25%, sector median, minus 5.6. It is ranked number 3 out of 9 in the home furnishing of retail. What's number 1? Our House. What's number 2? Williams-Sonoma. Our House is probably a better bet for you. Then let's see, when did they report earnings? Earnings preview, ARHS. Let's see. Do they have earnings coming up? With Wayfair going up like that, maybe you want to invest in Our House. Our house has earnings coming up May 8th, tomorrow. Interesting. Algorithm got you in at 1372. Maybe you want to look at that one, Austin. I would say Wayfair. I love the product, love the company. The actual stock, not my thing. So Joe posted in our private Facebook group, for those who want to invest in AI-related stocks but don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, check out Chat. Chat is an ETF. It's got 10% in NVIDIA, has all the major players in the market, also a good play in the majority of the Mag 7 names. If we go and look at this, how do you look at, well, somebody tells you, hey, this ETF's a great one. How do you look at it? Well, you go over here to Seeking Alpha. It's not covered in the quant. Seeking Alpha analysts, they have it as a hold. Let's go look. The main thing you want to do is you scroll down and you say, okay, where is this? Seeking Alpha analyst, one author. One author said it's a hold. So you don't take advice from one author. You don't make a determination. You look at the holdings breakdown. Technology is 75%, communications 17%. You take a look at the cash equivalents. They're investing all of their money. What are the top 10 holdings? NVIDIA, Microsoft, Alphabet, Baidu, Adobe, Meta, Amazon, ServiceNow, Salesforce. That is just a who's who as far as AI goes. And then you look at the peers. Well, YMAG, MAGS, you can find a bunch of things in here. So Chat, thanks for that one. I like that one. It's a good one. I wanted to post this one too. Brandon brought up his favorite IONQ. IONQ is a stock that is into quantum computing. And I laughed because he put, instead of putting dedicated, he put defecated. That was funny to me. I did own IONQ. I sold out of it because I sold out of my Webull account. I have not put money back to work. I probably will put the money back to work starting today now that QQQ is good. IONQ, the 4-hour algorithm, just to give you an idea. The 4-hour algorithm makes you 231% over 24 months, 26 positions, so you trade it once per month. Buy and hold, you're up 51%. This is a super volatile name. That way, the algorithm gets you in and gets you out and protects you from the downside. This one got you in at $7.41 right before earnings. Where's it going to go on earnings? It's not making money. This is one that could be a dangerous one to get into. Your average win is 26%. You're up 25% right now. Or I'm sorry, your average win is 26%. You're up 21%. So since you're up 21% on this one, I don't know that it's worth the risk going into earnings. What are they going to report? Who knows? Oh, no, we want IONQ, not W. IONQ, it's a sell in the quant. Yes, the quant does say, well, why is it going to perform badly? Look at the profitability. IONQ is the company has leveraged free cash flow of minus 180%. They're not making money. If they start making money, boom, you're going to see this one take off. We can go and look here in IONQ. IONQ here in Earnings Hub so we can see it. It doesn't like when I put stuff in. IONQ. I have to wait for it to show up and then click on it for it to do it. We can do the revenue. Look at the revenue going up. I mean, again, if they're expected to lose 25 cents, they reported 6.11 million. They're expected to report 7.07 million. That could be an interesting one. If they report, above that, it's at $9.07 right now. If we go and what's the Wall Street? Wall Street says buy, but we only have 6 analysts in the last 90 days. Average price target 73% upside. So it's an interesting one. Go and read this article in the private Facebook group if you want. It's from investorplace.com. So Brandon posted that one. Scans. We got a bunch of scans. If you don't know what scans are, they are stocks that show a bullish tendency in my 4-hour algorithm. I scan them for you. Your best bet is to get TrendSpider. This is the Daily Stock Pick newsletter. This is where I put all the scans. You scroll down here to the bottom of this page. This is yesterday's newsletter. I include all of these charts for free. Scroll down to the bottom of this newsletter, and you can see all of these stocks have bullish entries on the 4-hour algorithm today. FBL, I liked it. I bought it yesterday. BRKB, it was up after its meeting. I don't know what it wound up, but it was up yesterday. I break them down. Bitcoin and crypto, you had a bunch of them covered. Call ETFs, low-cost ETFs. All of those are your scans. We had a ton of scans today. Nothing that I'm going to go over. If you want me to post a chart, Just asked me. There were 3 levered ETFs, FAS, COMB, and UCYB. All had cross-ups, but you'll get them for free at the Daily Stock Pick newsletter. DailyStockPick.substack.com, or just go over to my link tree. So if you have any questions, hit me up. I will talk to you guys. It's a 42-minute one. Oof. I did it quick today. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye. I think your average price is lower than mine, Chris. Who's calling me? Oh, I got a voicemail from my... God, I hate my vet. I hate my vet. Going to the moon. Where are we? Let me see. Indices check. My vet. Dog hasn't had a side appointment. They need to see her. They don't need to see her. Let's see. Ooh. Your boy is up 0.7%. That's Apple. Let's see. Apple is up, 1.58%. So even though I have some big losers like BLDR, NVIDIA is down 2%. SMCI down 2%. Wow. Snowflake's down 3%. Target's up 2% because Target got an upgrade. Walmart's up 1.22. Uber is down 1%. Interesting. I thought I had more Target. Oh, I guess, yeah. That was a $300 stock. That's why it's down. Average cost on Target is 108. Still doing well on that one. Average cost on Square, on the other hand, is 220. That one I've lost a ton of money on. That sucks. Oh, did GCT go down and then up? Let's see. Oh, God. You ain't kidding. GCT crashed. I know somebody who got the falling knife. That's wow. It went down to 36. On the 5-minute, it still doesn't have confirmation. It's still a little weak. But wow. Yeah. Boy, don't you wish, just on May 1st. I mean, what was that? 5 days ago? Bought this one at 30. Bounced to 40. It's got their earnings. But look at that. I mean, that's huge. Somebody sold a big lot. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. I got a ton of stuff to do. Let me see. Does Chad have... Chad has high expenses. Let's see. Expenses. Oh, yeah, it is. 0.75%. That's not bad compared to YMAG. Magnificent 7, that's only 0.29. But that's just your Magnificent 7. Now, these have a bunch. What's FBL doing? Yep, it's down below 23. I like it to fill this gap. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm putting in my stop loss of about 21 on this one. I need to put that in. Palantir's not bad. I would say, Sir Ryan, I would say wait. I like 3 days after earnings. You don't have confirmation on this one. I think you might be able to get this under 20, but I would start buying at probably about now, 21.92. You're still, I mean, if you go to a 5-minute on this one, we still don't have confirmation. You're still kind of weak on this. So I would probably wait. It's oversold right now. The RSI is at 13. So at some point in time, I think you start to go up. But I would rather have you on a 5-minute wait for that kind of confirmation above the 9-day, because I do think these earnings, just while they were great. Yeah, I agree with that, Chris. I mean, I think 21 is probably where you want to start adding. Even if it goes to 18, you just load up on that one. I think that's one that I mean, look. Roblox, it's over 40. Roblox has earnings, tonight after the bell, I think. Let's see, is it tomorrow after the bell? Let's see, it is pre-market Thursday. Pre-market Thursday. Is that when it is? Let's see. Roblox, yeah, pre-market Thursday. That one went over 40. Now, if we look at a 5-minute on that one, I mean, the algorithm got you in at 36. Look at how strong that is on the 5-minute. I mean, on the 5-minute, that's a super, super strong candlestick. So the difference between Palantir and Roblox, I mean, again, Palantir's down 13%. Roblox is up 1.2%. I just hate for you to get into that one and then see it go down by 15%. But your risk assessment is different than mine. Your risk tolerance, I should say. But this one, clear and present. Roblox. Look at the gap from May 3rd. Boom, boom. And it doesn't have any sign of pulling back on that one. But algorithm got you in at 36. So I stick by that. Okay. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. Tomorrow morning. See you. Bye.